Welcome, dear traders. The US stock indexes finished the week on a negative note. They lost the August gains. Such a steep drop occurred after Jerome Powell's speech. He confirmed that the Fed would stick to aggressive tightening due to soaring inflation. On a Monday morning, the US stock futures continued to fall. The sharp decline will certainly affect the sentiment on the Asian stock markets. The tone of Jerome Powell's speech at the Jackson Hole Symposium was extremely hawkish. He strongly warned against prematurely loosening policy, even despite signs of a possible peak in inflation. The regulator intends to raise the key rates until inflation approaches its target level of 2%. Powell also stressed that monetary tightening could lead to a slowdown on economic expansion and a deterioration in the labor market. However, a failure to restore price stability would mean a far greater pain, he noted. Fed policymakers Patrick Harker, Neel Kashkari, Loretta Mester and James Bullard expressed similar opinions last week. For this reason, hopes for a shift to a dovish stance waned. Now investors are looking forward to the new speeches of Fed members this week. Traders are mulling over the likelihood of a third consecutive rate hike by 75 basis points at the September meeting. The US dollar maintains its rally as the Fed sticks to aggressive tightening and inflation is still above 8%. It has finally approached a 20-year high following the symposium. In the Asian session, the US dollar index was trading near 109.34. It's expected to reach new highs this week and in August at the level of 110. While the US economy is gradually heading towards a downward and a possible increase in unemployment, the greenback is steadily going up. Today, it's likely to move in the range of 108.88 and 109.48. A sharp rise in the US dollar after Powell's speech adversely affected the trajectory of the yen. Such a scenario was quite predictable. From now on, the divergence in interest rates between the Fed and other central banks will have a big impact on the currencies. For the yen, it may turn into a disaster, taking into account the Bank of Japan's ultra-loose monetary policy. Apart from Powell's statements, the yen also depreciated on the back of the widening gap in the US and the Japanese government bond yields. As a reminder, the Bank of Japan conducts a soft monetary policy and keeps bond yields artificially low. In the Asian session, the Treasury notes yield went up again. The dollar-yen pair followed suit. It was trading within the corridor of 137.47 and 139.00, and it managed to approach 139.69. The Australian dollar also lost momentum. It plummeted to a monthly low, starting the week at 0.6854. The rally on the greenback was quite rapid. It pushed the risk sentiment Aussie down, even despite Australia's upbeat retail sales data. They jumped by 1.3% in July, notching the strongest result in 4 months. The Aussie as a commodity currency may recover amid a rise in the oil and the non-ferrous metal prices, as well as the improvement of the economic situation in China. Nevertheless, the overall outlook for the AUD-USD pair remains bearish, especially after a drastic fall in the US benchmark indexes. In the Asian session, analysts' forecasts have been confirmed. The pair is trading in the downward channel of 0.6841 and 0.6908. The New Zealand dollar also slid to new monthly lows. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand recorded the first drop in 2-year inflation expectations since mid-2020. It's signaling a decrease in inflation pressure. The regulator predicts that record inflation of 7.3% locked in the second quarter of this year could decrease to 3.8% by the end of 2023. Although there are signs of improvement in inflation, it did not help the Kiwi regain momentum. The NZD-USD pair was trading in the range of 0.6102 and 0.6143. In the Asian session, it tumbled to 0.6105. Stock markets are gripped by bearish sentiment at the start of the week. Investors are revising their portfolios in favor of safe haven assets, pushing the greenback to new highs. Will the US currency be able to maintain its rally within the week? Subscribe to our channel and stay up to date with the latest market news. See you soon.